for using social media. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so a whirlwind tour of social media. So social media is an interactive technology that allows us to keep up with friends and family. And it can be a very useful tool for many people, like, for example, business owners looking to buy and sell or even expand, or also for people who just want to reconnect with, old friends, classmates, that kind of thing. So by sharing, liking, commenting, reposting, and engaging, you can meet and connect with like-minded individuals, businesses, and organizations. So first, let's take a look. What is social media? So there's been a lot of different definitions, but they mainly agree on a couple of things. So they agree that it is a form of electronic communication that contains four main concepts. So the first is that they are Web 2.0 internet-based applications. And the second is that user-generated content is essential to its function. So social media relies on each user creating content to share and to post. And the third is that users create profiles that are maintained by the service. So profile is kind of an overview of that user that contains some identifying information. Like, for example, in Facebook, you put on a profile picture, and you also have like a profile status and things like that, that contain indicators of who you are. And last but not least, a social media facilitates the development of social networks by helping to connect profiles and groups together. All right. And some examples of social media include social networks. That's the main big thing that most people think of when they hear social media. So they think of social networks like Facebook. There's also business networks such as LinkedIn. There's also blogs such as Twitter. And social media can also be expanded to include a couple other things, such as video sharing services like YouTube or TikTok, and also even things like gaming, where there's MMOs, massively multiplayer online, where a lot of people interact with each other through the in-game network. Okay, and for example, a lot of organizations have social media nowadays, including LA County Library. You can see some social media examples. Right here, you can see LA County Library has a Twitter account, a Facebook account, and an Instagram account. And all of three are the handles for our accounts. So you might be wondering, why use social media? Well, the main thing is social media provides an opportunity to communicate. And boy, communicate it does. You can connect with people, you can connect with organizations, and also businesses. And you can also share your experiences through pictures, images, or comments, or even videos nowadays. So you can share your personal experiences online for other people to enjoy and to give their opinion on. Social media provides an opportunity for faster communication. So what that means is, when you post something, everybody who's following you receives an update instantly. And, they can immediately see what you've posted, and then they can react to it. They can comment to it. Social media lets you seek out new opportunities. So for example, if somebody is looking for a job, they can search on social media, because so many organizations and businesses are posting, job openings or opportunities onto social media. It's a great tool to be able to get the latest openings or listings and to act on it. Might be even faster than traditional job searching websites. Social media provides an opportunity for more exposure. So if a person is seeking to become an influencer, or they want to, get more followers, social media is the way to do that. You put your stuff out there, more people can see it, especially if it's categorized. And if they like what they see, that person will have a following in no time flat. Also, social media provides an opportunity for entertainment. So that's the main reason why a lot of people, including myself, use social media for entertainment. People post funny videos, they post funny posts, funny tweets, and sometimes you just need sometimes you need to take a break from the stress of life, and you just kick back and enjoy what other people create. And also, social media provides education. So a lot of people, in building their brand, they might post educational videos, such as cooking videos, or DIY home improvement or gardening videos that other people can follow and enjoy on social media. And also, it provides an opportunity to connect with others on your schedule. So that's the thing about social media. It's always on 24/7. It never stops unless the internet is out. And basically, you can post whenever you want at any time, and there will be people there to react and connect to your posts. All right, so let's take a look at the objectives of our program. So we're going to get an overview of 5 of the most popular social media apps available. Then we're going to kind of briefly go over how to start engaging, how to start sharing and connecting with users. And we'll also have some useful tips, both for social media engagement and also for safety. All right, and the 5 apps that we'll cover include Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and LinkedIn. All right, and then we'll be, getting started on social media, again, with some of the tips and downsides. And then at the very end, I will introduce some library resources to continue what we started in this program. And also we'll have our Q&A at the very end. So again, if you have any questions, just post them in the chat and we will address all of them at the end of this program. All right, so let's get talking about Facebook. So you probably heard of Facebook by now. It's been founded in 2004 by Mark Zuckerberg. It's a free to download and use. And there are 3 different ways to use Facebook. So the first are individual profiles. So if a person wants to create a profile on Facebook, they would create an individual profile. And that is a personal profile. It represents you and you only. And it lets you interact both ways with other profiles and also with pages and groups. All right. Now, the second type of profile is pages. So pages are those created by businesses and organizations, and that kind of lets them, post, and that kind of lets them post news and updates about themselves. And lastly, we have groups, which are very similar to pages in that they post updates, but they also allow one-way interactions with profiles and other pages. And on the right-hand side, you can see that's the LA County Library's profile, and it is a group. So what it does, we post up pictures and images that promote our services and our programs, and also any news we have, such as closures for holidays and things like that. All right. And Facebook allows people to share or view pictures, videos, and experiences, links, and commenting. So you can post pretty much anything you'd want on Facebook, whether it's just a block of text, whether it's a picture or a video, or even a link to another website. That's all available on Facebook. Some other features they have include a messenger, and that allows people to chat in real time with their contacts, but that's available as a separate app on mobile devices. And also Facebook also has Marketplace, which is an opportunity to buy and sell items. So it's kind of like other online marketplaces, kind of like Craigslist or eBay if you use those before, but it lets users connect and kind of have a barter economy there. And also Facebook has a lot of games for users to enjoy. All right, next we have Instagram. Instagram was founded in 2010 by Kevin Systrom and Mike Krieger. It's also available for free. And it is an app for uploading pictures and videos. And the thing about Instagram is it's mainly available for mobile devices. In order to upload pictures and videos, you need to be using it from a mobile device, such as a smartphone or a tablet. If you use Instagram on a web browser, on a PC or a laptop or a Mac, you would only be able to view things, but you wouldn't be able to post things. And the features include posts. So in each post, you can post up to 10 pictures or videos all at once. It allows people to share multiple photos they took of the same event or some related topic. There's also stories, which are short videos, great for sharing moments of the day. And those can be shared. Those can be shared with a time limit so that they're only up for 24 hours and then they're automatically deleted. So that's good for kind of posting something small that you wouldn't necessarily want to keep forever on your profile. And then with all the uploads, you can add like a caption or phrase, such as explaining what the picture is. You can add a location, or you can tag specific people. Tagging people just means making a reference to another user, and they can see that you made that reference. And again, Instagram has a couple of other features, including Instagram Direct, which is kind of like a direct chat with somebody else. And it also includes a shopping page and an explore page, which allows you to see what's cool around your location. Okay, next we have Twitter. Twitter was founded in 2006 by Jack Dorsey, Noah Glass, Biz Stone, and Evan Williams. And again, it's available for most devices, whether it's PC, smartphone, or tablet. Twitter is available to be used. And it is a micro blogging service. So basically what it does is it allows a user to post messages called tweets. And every tweet is limited to 280 characters total. And so that really forces people to kind of condense and compress their thoughts to the bare minimum. And I think that's really neat because it kind of forces people to be very direct in their messages. There's also the option to post up to 4 photos or videos with each tweet. And what you do on Twitter is first you can tweet yourself, and then you can also follow other Twitter accounts in order to like a tweet or retweet, which is basically reposting another person's tweet, or you can share tweets and reply to tweets. And again, Twitter has other features, including like Explore page, which kind of shows you interesting things around you or based on a specific topic. You can direct message somebody on Twitter. So that's kind of like a private message feature. And also there's Twitter lists, which are kind of curated lists that people make that you can follow. It's kind of like if you used YouTube before, they're kind of like YouTube playlists, or if you use Spotify, they're like Spotify playlists that you can follow. All right, so next we have TikTok. So TikTok has been all the craze for the past couple of years. It was founded in 2016 by the company ByteDance, and it's known as Douyin in China and TikTok internationally. It's also a free service, and it's kind of like Instagram melded with Twitter. It's based on uploading videos with a duration of 15 seconds to 3 minutes. So it really kind of compresses that video into the bare essentials. And there's a lot of things on TikTok. There's video topics range from like dance and comedy, which was how it currently got started. And now they do current events, commentary, and more. So, for example, the recent conflict in Ukraine, a lot of people were posting on TikTok about it. So, you can find tons of topics about that. And they also include some interesting video features. They have effects, which are kind of like filters. They can make your face appear all crazy. They can include, sound or any kind of visual effects. There's also stitching, which allows somebody to take a video from another user and append part of that to their own video. And there's also duet, which allows two people to record simultaneously. And again, other features include a discover page, good for discovering more accounts of interest around you, and also direct messages so that you can directly message another user. Okay, and then now we get to LinkedIn. So LinkedIn was founded in 2003 by Reid Hoffman, and it is a social media service mainly aimed at the business community and those interested in networking or career developments. So again, either profiles for individual users like you and I, we can create our own LinkedIn accounts, or there's also pages for organizations, such as you can see on the right-hand side, LA County Library. We have our own LinkedIn page, and we can post updates there as well. And what LinkedIn does, it provides the opportunity for individuals to display resumes. They can look for job openings, and also for businesses, they can post job positions and also other important announcements. Again, other features include the usual for social media. For individuals, they can have a homepage, with information about themselves, a networking page, which allows you to see everybody you're connected to. And also, you're able to post things and also direct message other people as well. Okay, so now that we've kind of covered some major social media platforms, we want to kind of see how to get started on social media. So you want to ask yourself, what's your objective? What do you want to do with social media? And there's a lot of different ways to enjoy social media. These aren't exclusive to each other. Many people, including myself, use them for most or all of these, but you can connect with family and friends. You can be part of a community. You can use social media to explore places. Sometimes people post their travel logs. They can post cool pictures of places, and you can use that to explore. You can use social media to pass the time. If there's cool pet videos or funny videos, those are always good for a breather. And also for work, for example, LinkedIn, you can use that to connect professionally with colleagues or even with other organizations. Okay, and you can choose at what level to engage on social media. Okay, you don't necessarily have to participate by actively posting and engaging, but you can also be a spectator as well. You know, there are accounts that just kind of follow a lot of different ones and consume, you know, what's posted. And to get started with social media, most of them, most if not all, require an email and or a phone number to sign up. And their apps and services are available on almost any device you can think of, including smartphones, tablets, and Macs and PCs. Now, there's some social media tips that that I think you should be aware of. All right, so first is online etiquette. As it goes without saying, you should want to be polite online. You know, there are cyber bullies online who take it upon themselves to, you know, to pick on other people, and that's not okay. It's an increasing problem that can be made better if everyone behaves themselves. Also, you want to be aware of what to share, you know. So sharing a photo of your vacation is one thing, but also don't share, you know, private information like your address or, you know, things like your driver's license or social security. Those things, if you wouldn't share them with a random person on the street, don't share it on social media. All right. There's also privacy settings. So many of these apps have privacy settings that you can change so that you can control which users are able to look at your content, and also if they can even find you on the social media platform. Again, strangers, that goes back to what to share. You know, don't talk with strangers if it seems like they're being fishy and suspicious. That being said, there are people who just want to make friends online. But again, a healthy dose of skepticism is required to protect yourself. Again, don't click or download everything, everything that you see. If somebody shares a link of something, maybe dig around and make sure the link is legit before you click on it. And if somebody shares a file, maybe check to make sure it doesn't have a virus before you download it. You want to check resources. Again, a lot of people share misinformation online, and it might do to check to make sure that that information is correct before reposting or resharing that information, just in case. Again, you want to set clear boundaries. You don't want to share too much of yourself. You don't want to expose too much of yourself online, because that can open yourself to scams, which do hurt a lot of people financially every single year. Okay, and to set boundaries, you can use a blocking feature or limit comments. Most of these platforms, most of these social media platforms, if there's an account that is harassing you or bullying you, you can block that account with a single click, and then they cannot contact you anymore. All right, and you know, for social media, so here are some of the downsides. So first, it can be time consuming. If you have, like, you know, a lot of different social media accounts, if you have more than 10, 20, you can spend pretty much all day on social media, not doing anything else. You know, just looking through your posts, just replying to people. It can take up a lot of time. So use some time management there. Again, there's cyberbullying. Some people are just jerks on social media. And if they are bullying you or somebody you know, take steps to report them to the social media service, because, you know, have them be aware that this account is bullying others. Also, misinformation. So there's a lot of misinformation swirling around, whether it's on, you know, Maybe it's on vitamins or nutrition, or even on a serious topic like COVID. There has been, and there always will be, a lot of misinformation spreading on the internet and on social media in particular. So just make sure that you check the source, and you make sure that the information you have is from a legitimate source. And also scams. So there's a lot of different scams out there that can do identity theft. They can, try to steal your information, and most likely they're trying to steal your money. So be aware of scams. I can't stress this enough. So scams usually target single or lonely older adults. And according to the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, there's over 95,000 victims of scams in 2021 to social media fraud alone. And with losses totaling over $700 million. So there are many, many people affected every year by scams. And signs of a scammer: first, unsolicited contact. So if somebody contacts you out of the blue, if they claim to be somebody important, or if they say, you won something, it's probably a scam. Second sign, if they ask for money. Again, scammers will usually have you wire them money or buy gift cards to send to them. And that way, because those forms of money are less traceable than, directly sending something from a bank account or a credit card. Another sign, if they ask for personal information. They suddenly start asking you, what's your address? What's your bank account number? What's your social security number? Again, if you wouldn't give that information to a person on the street, don't give it to somebody just suddenly asking you online. Also, they want to create a sense of urgency. So for example, if they say, you have 5 minutes to act now to claim a prize, or if they want you to, you won this competition, get it now before the deal's done. Putting that pressure on a person means that they're usually a scammer. And also, just ask yourself, is it too good to be true? If it's too good to be true, it usually is. So just be aware of these signs. There are more signs that you can look up online, and just be aware and protect yourself. Now, if you know somebody who's been a victim of a scam, there are multiple ways to report these scammers. Okay, so first is the Federal Trade Commission. They also have a lot of information on their website with educational materials on identifying fraud. And also the reports help the government fight fraud. Okay, and again, the FBI also has their own reporting hotline where you can put in anonymous tips and reports. If you have a credit score, you want to protect that. If you've been scammed, you want to contact the credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, to have them put a freeze on your credit score. And also, it would be good to report any kind of suspected scams to banks or credit card companies or to the police, so that they know that any illicit activity might not be connected to you. All right, so let's take a look back at what we did. So we learned about various social media apps to use, and we kind of got an overview of how to start engaging and sharing and connecting on those platforms. And we also got some helpful tips on how to use social media and a look at the various potential dangers of social media as well. Now, to learn more about social media, the library has a lot of different resources available for you in the forms of books and ebooks and audiobooks. So here's just a small selection of what we have, like social media survival guides, how to engage, share, and connect on social media, and also kind of how to style photos for posting and sharing on social media. So you can find all this and more on our library catalog. And again, we also have online courses for using social media. So for example, we have partnerships with a lot of different platforms like LinkedIn Learning, Universal Class, and also Gale courses. And you can learn things like social media marketing foundations, and also how to use social media in a business. And all of these courses are absolutely free with an LA County Library card. And again, if you have any further questions, feel free to speak to a librarian through our reference services. So you're more than welcome to come to a physical location to talk with a librarian, or you can reach us through these methods: phone, text, email, and also instant librarian, which is kind of like the chat that you have right here at these times, and also through lacountylibrary.org, contact us. Okay, so that's the program for today. I hope you learned a lot about social media, and right now I am open for questions and any questions, comments, or concerns that you may have. Thank you.
So I'm going to start off with the questions that are in the group chat. So the first one I have is from Gwendolyn. So she says, thank you for understanding Instagram a little bit more. The question we have is from Denise. How do you check a file to see if it has a virus?
So to check a file to see if it has a virus, so you would need to have an antivirus service. So those are usually programs that you downloaded. If the files are just on the social media, if it's just from a link, there's not a real way to check to see if there's a virus in it. So the most important thing is to confirm the source, is to make sure whoever's sending it is actually, that person, or it's a legitimate, organization. Once you've downloaded it, you can always scan the file with an antivirus program before you open it.
And then,
okay, sometimes I just want to ask this quick question, Kathleen. Sometimes when I do see something out, because sometimes you're not even sure if it's from your friends on like say Facebook. Could be somebody else got into their files. But sometimes if I see the name of something that I'm interested in, I just go on Google and bring up the name and don't open it. So if they're advertising the same thing they're doing on Facebook, I'll see it on their website.
That is an excellent point. You can always Google something to see if other people have had a similar experience. And, if they have and they've shared that, that is a fake file, that's a great way to go about protecting yourself.
Thank you.
I'd also like to include that we have the May 4th session with LA County Library, and I think it will go further into how to avoid online scams. So they might have more like resources for that. And then we do have a coming up session, we're still in the works for it, for Cyber Warrior. And I think that will go in depth with more training on how to avoid those types of scams. So just look out for those in the future. We do have another question from Debbie Adams, and she asked, how can you check to see if there is a virus in a message? So almost the same thing with Denise's question.
Okay, so if a message only contains text, like say like a Facebook, on Facebook, somebody messaged you with just text, then there's a very, very low chance that there's anything malicious if there's a virus in the message. Now, if they send you something to download, then that's reason to be suspicious if you weren't expecting that. So again, if it's just text or a picture that you can immediately see, it's probably okay. It's only if you have to click on something or if you have to download something, then you have to be aware.
Okay. And then the last one from the group chat is from Richard Uden, and he asked, do the sites themselves provide any safeguards to prevent harmful or dishonest messages?
So I think that is kind of up to each site. However, there's nothing to prevent them from sharing. There's nothing to prevent a user from sharing a link to something that can have something harmful or dishonest contained in it. However, some sites do have reporting features where if enough people report that post or that user, the site can take action to restrict or even deactivate that account if they determine that that account is spreading viruses or any kind of harmful or dishonest messages.
Okay, so that concludes the questions in the group chat. So Denise, I know you have your hand raised, but I want to let everyone know that they can also unmute themselves and ask the questions too.
Yes, I also wanted to say that when you talked about LinkedIn, we were talking about it because all of our students, all of our OLLI members can go into LinkedIn through Cal State also. And I was saying, I didn't know that. And I said, but I'm on LinkedIn somewhere. I don't know where it is. And now I remember it's the library because I remember when I signed up online for, for the library, they shared the LinkedIn and I set up a profile on things that I like to see. And then they set it, it's set up for me like that. But we do have it with Cal State Dominguez also, everyone.
I see the next person, Gwendolyn.
I just wanted to mention too on Facebook, a lot of times you'll see things like name your elementary school or a lot of personal questions that people ask. And a lot of those questions are the same thing as your security questions. So be careful about answering that kind of stuff.
It's a great tip.
Okay, any other questions or comments or? Okay, so thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, Lawrence, for presenting for us today. We will be back here May 4th at 11 for the how to avoid online scams. Other than that, we'll conclude the presentation, but thank you all so much for joining us today.
Bye.